I'm Christine Persichetti with this current news update. The federal government is sending some 600 Border Patrol agents to Del Rio to try to contain the humanitarian crisis there. More than 12,000 migrants have camped under a bridge in the Texas border town, many of them Haitians. The U.S. has begun flying hundreds from San Antonio back to their homeland in what could be the swiftest large-scale expulsion of migrants in decades. I spoke with the Archbishop of San Antonio, Gustavo Garcia Sierra, about the crisis.
That is not the way to work in international law when we are talking about a humanitarian crisis. And so that's not the way to respond. We have a responsibility of those human beings. They are our brothers and sisters.
The Archbishop says the Archdiocese of San Antonio is getting ready to buy property in Del Rio to create a new migrant center. Meanwhile, Haiti itself is still reeling from that crippling earthquake. Current News' Jessica Easthope introduces us to the students and sisters who have teamed up to help Haiti.
This is a beautiful set.
The donations are sorted.
This is a pretty one, too.
Packed and shipped in this massive container. It's been a month since Haiti was struck by a devastating 7.2 magnitude earthquake. More than 2,000 people were killed. And since, Haitians have battled a hurricane, dealt with no clean water, and a lack of supplies.
Our people were struggling, suffering, so I felt like I needed to be there. But the Lord opened other doors.
Sister Marilyn Minter lives in Jacmel. She left Haiti 4 days after the earthquake to come back to Felician University in New Jersey to quickly gather donations.
There's going to be a need for mattresses. There's going to be a need for masks, hand sanitizers.
The sisters are being helped by students at Immaculate Conception. And for the girls, it's hands-on experience not many high schoolers get.
So that compassion, that transformation, the respect for human dignity. And we really want the young women to understand what it is to live those core values, not just donate towards it.
The supplies that's in this shipping container, baby clothes, diapers, furniture, the sisters say that's the immediate need. But what's needed in Haiti long-term is something much more powerful.
Let's empower the Haitian people to help themselves. Let's get them to be sustainable.
Due to security threats surrounding rising gang and political violence right now in Haiti, Sister Marilyn can't say when the donations will arrive, but they're being received by Caritas International. Sister Marilyn will soon be returning home to Haiti. Her mission is far from over. In Lodi, New Jersey, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
It was a close call for one Queens woman after Ida's floodwaters rushed her basement. As our Emily Druby reports, she's alive today, all thanks to her son.
That's the water line.
As Tropical Storm Ida raged, Danette Rivera ran down these steps into the basement of her Woodside, Queens home with a pump. Hoping to slow down the water, she shut the door. But Danette quickly came to a terrifying realization.
When the water got about to my, I would say chest or almost shoulders, I tried to pull the door back open so I can get out, and it wouldn't open. It was completely jammed.
She was stuck, a small window now her only escape, but the space was above her head and water was still pouring in.
Tired and exhausted, so I kept giving up. And when I would release the windowsill, I would drop back down and realize that I was about 1.5 feet under.
Almost an hour trying to escape, she was running out of energy, out of air, out of time, praying for help.
I couldn't hold myself up anymore.
That's when her son Justin appeared. Through the howling storm, he had somehow heard her screams.
God touched my son's heart and brought him down to me in just the right nick of time.
Justin, who couldn't join us for this interview, is legally blind in both eyes. He was able to fight his way through the flooding to the window and pull her out.
And he saved my life.
Danette's basement is ruined, but she still has the 3 most important things: her faith, her son, and her life. In Woodside, Queens, Emily Druby, Currents News.
And Bishop DiMarzio is calling on the faithful to help those hit hard by Ida. Make your checks payable to the Compostela Fund of the Archdiocese of Brooklyn. Make sure to write Hurricane Ida 2021 on your check and send it to 310 Prospect Park West, Brooklyn 11215. Our little ones could be rolling up their sleeves in a few months. Pfizer says its COVID vaccine works well on kids ages 5 to 11. The dose is about 1/3 what patients 12 and older receive, and side effects on the younger kids are about the same as adults. The FDA is now reviewing the data. Some 30,000 children were hospitalized with COVID last month. Talk about perfect timing. The blood of San Gennaro liquefied over the weekend. Video shows the Archbishop of Naples displaying the reliquary, holding the blood and turning it to show how it changed from solid to liquid. The relic normally liquefies 3 times a year, and this weekend it happened right in time for the feast day of San Gennaro. That is this Currents News update. The newscast will be back to its full length this fall when we move to our new studio. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us, because we are putting your faith in the news.